I told them I'm a software engineer, they have no idea what I do. Like, I could tell them, yeah, I write some kind of code, do blah, blah, blah on the computer, but they still have no idea how do you code. All right, so there's been a lot of concerns about, software engineering jobs going extinct. Talks about how software engineers might not exist in the near future. So we have the Anthropic CEO saying stuff like he has fair concerns that crucial parts of software engineering jobs will not exist within a year, right? And we also have Salesforce, Mark Benioff saying that won't be hiring software engineers. And this is not just specific to these two companies, but this is a bigger trend within the software engineering space right now, and especially within big tech. Big tech right now seems to be on a rampage of cutting jobs for software engineering positions. They're looking to justify their spending. These companies have big capital expenditures, meaning that they're spending a ton of money on AI. Right now, AI is a huge spend for some of these companies. How much are they spending exactly? Well, in first half of 2023, big tech spent about 74 billion in capex. Through Q3, that sum had moved to 109 billion. That is a lot of money. Big tech spent nearly 104 billion dollars on AI, and through Q3 that had gone up to 170 billion, almost 56% increase from the previous year. And they're projected to spend more than $300 billion in 2025 alone. It's a lot of spending going on AI. And if these companies are spending money, then that means they have to justify the spend with investors, right? You can't just keep spending money and not get any results, or you have to cut costs somewhere else. So think about it like if you were spending on a vacation, right? But your income didn't go up. If your income didn't go up, then you would have to cut back on somewhere else. Maybe you might have to eat just rice and beans for 2 months, right? And nothing but that. And this is the equivalent of that for big tech companies where they're spending so much on AI. They're spending so much on vacationing with AI that they have to cut costs somewhere else. And unfortunately, a lot of that cost is going toward being cut from software engineers. Those are the jobs that are suffering. They can make their investors happy during earning seasons, because on earning seasons they can be like, hey, we're profitable, we're spending so much money on AI right now. However, on the other side, we are also earning more, right? And therefore their investors can justify the spend. Their investors says, hey, well, as long as you're earning more money, we are totally okay with you spending on AI. Unfortunately, this is costing a lot of jobs at the moment, and the job market for software engineers is not great. Also, take a look at just jobs overall, like job postings on Indeed overall. And you can also see like there's huge spike and then normalization of it. And it's the same trend. Again, it's not at the level that software engineering is going down. However, we also should consider that people might at this moment be a little more hesitant to hire software engineers when they hear such, big tech companies talk about it in this manner. And they might be like, oh, okay, why do I need engineers? So they might be cutting back, but jobs overall are kind of going down. New job postings on Indeed have also gone down. So a lot of it could be normalization.
I don't think software engineering is going away anywhere. And if we just take a look at something like this is just one example of how bad things are at the moment. With the vibe coding phenomenon going on right now, people trying to think that they can do things without software engineers, and this is just one of the most dumbest things I've seen people do, or stories I've read on Reddit. And this is talking about someone who was vibe coding, and Cursor told them to just install Jigsaw Stack SDK. I'm not sure what that is, but if the story is true, let's just say, I didn't verify this, but I can totally see someone doing this. I totally can see someone who's not an engineer, who doesn't know anything about software engineering, totally saying, all right, this is just blah, blah, blah. It might only cost me $1 per million token. If you're making a lot of calls to an API and you're not caching, you're not doing your basic system designs of how to make things efficient so we don't go bankrupt, your company is definitely going to blow up. If I went up to someone who has no idea what coding is, and I told them I'm a software engineer, I've had this happen many times, and I told them I'm a software engineer, they have no idea what I do. Like, I could tell them, yeah, I write some kind of code, do blah, blah, blah on the computer, but they still have no idea how do you code. Like, people don't have the basic ideas of what a software engineer does. If you don't have exposure in this field, most people don't know what coding even is. They don't understand that you go into an IDE and you write lines of code. People don't understand what that means. Oh, forgive me, but I don't think people actually know how much there is to software engineering. And it's not just if we go back to what the Anthropic CEO said over here, he talked about how crucial parts of software engineering jobs might disappear within 1 year. Well, okay, he's being very generic here. The truth is, there's no one thing a software engineer does. There's no one thing that a software engineer on every single project does. You can be a software engineer. You could take two software engineers and they might have completely different responsibilities, even within the same company. One person might be good at coding. They might be good at front end. Another person, they might not be as great at coding, but they're very good at keeping track of making sure that projects get done, bugs are fixed. They're good at managing different teams, making sure everybody's on the same page. And they might also code as well, right? Their responsibility might also be to talk to teammates and code. It's all just advertising, because the CEO needs to sell his AI to companies out there, and justify their existence. And if I had to take a guess, software engineers probably cost a lot, right? For most non-tech companies, software engineers probably cost a lot of money, honestly. And imagine if you're not a big tech company, and maybe you're a healthcare company, and you hear, oh man, this AI thing is going to save us so much money on software engineers. We might not have to hire so many. And you're going to be like, wow, that's fantastic. Let's do that, right? Really, it's all marketing. A lot of it is marketing, and not just marketing. It's also, it's all business related stuff. It's business speak. In order to cut jobs and show and justify why you need to spend money, why
it's totally okay for them to spend money on AI at the pace that they are right now. Because what's going to happen is stuff's going to break. One of the biggest tropes or memes in this industry was how that one line of code that none of the engineers on your team knew what it did or who wrote it, but it's been there. And whenever you get rid of it, your entire system crashes, right? That's been like one of the biggest tropes in the industry. And you're kind of telling me that you're going to allow AI to change millions of lines of code and not see any kind of ramifications for it. I don't know if I believe that. That you're expecting nothing to go wrong. And I don't think AI does. If you tell AI to optimize code, it has no context. It has no business logic to call and draw from to say, okay, this probably is not a good thing to do, because anything that exists outside of maybe that one file or one project within that IDE, I don't think AI has any kind of context outside of that. Anything related to team, your business, anything that's crucial to making you money. AI has no context of why certain things exist, and you're just telling it to optimize code, it'll optimize code. That's all it will do.